Hey everybody, and welcome back to episode 3 of Can We Save Tottenham Hotspur? Last when we left off, we went through the absolute gauntlet of Chelsea, Man United, and Arsenal. We got away with 2 wins and 1 loss, unfortunately, in the North London Derby. Today, we're picking it back up. We're going to start with Liverpool for a mid-December matchup. Then we're going to be going into the beginning of the January transfer window where we're going to be talking through some realistic targets. We're also going to be talking about kind of our overall needs for the team, our strategy behind who we're picking. We're going to pick up a mid-January FA Cup match, and we have a surprise additional match today to show us playing Aston Villa in the semifinal of the Carabao Cup. And if you remember, one of our goals was to bring home major silverware within 2 seasons, and that Carabao Cup was looking extra nice for us. So we're also going to be finalizing this episode and wrapping it up, talking about our outcomes of the January transfer window. So let's get into it. So let's pick it back up with where we left off with the Arsenal loss last time. Since then, we've gone on kind of a string of a nice set of results. We ended up beating Atletico Madrid in the UEFA Champions League 4-1. Pretty impressive fixture overall. Pretty happy with that one as well. We did go on to play some pretty appealing opposition in the Premier League. We took on Fulham, Newcastle, and Brentford, all resulting in wins. The Newcastle win was a little bit closer than I want, but with them being 5th in the league at the time of playing them, overall a pretty satisfying result. We did draw with Barcelona in the Champions League, so you'll notice that a lot of our Champions League results have started to drastically improve from our Real Madrid days. Pretty tough string of matches too in the Champions League. So Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, I believe we also played, let's see here. We played a Czech team, we've played Juventus, Real Madrid, and then another Czech team. So a couple of pretty tough matches overall, but happy with the results so far, and it keeps us competitive and hunting for that automatic bid into the knockout stages. We went on to beat Nottingham Forest with a pretty rotated squad just because we are in the festive period. We ended up winning that one 2-1, and then in the Carabao Cup quarterfinal, we got our revenge against Brighton, who, if you remember, outside of Arsenal, is our only loss this season. So we ended up getting our revenge in that match and winning 3-1. We are taking on Liverpool today, and then we're going to be taking a short break to go into the beginning of the January transfer window, where we're going to talk about any allocated funds. If you remember from the beginning of these episodes, we did not have transfers enabled in the summer window, so we don't really have a realistic expectation of what that transfer bucket is going to look like, but hopefully we can go ahead and take advantage of this market, take advantage of where we are in the league. And speaking of where we are in the league, we are currently sitting in first with a game in hand over Arsenal. Arsenal have been playing phenomenally this year, but we've just been playing a little bit better. We are sitting at 40 points, goals for, we have 38, and against we have 12, so it's a pretty appealing number from the defensive aspect. Lagging behind the league leaders, which is Arsenal and goals for. So our attacking motif and one of our goals of bringing attacking football back to the lane, we are achieving that. Hopefully we can overtake and make ourselves the most predominant attacking team in the top flight of English football. But we are going to go ahead and jump into our first match of the day, which is Liverpool. This fixture is always a hard one. I find it to be one of those fixtures that Tottenham rarely ever wins, at least in my time supporting them since 2008. Liverpool's kind of just always had our number, whether it be in the Champions League, whether it be in cup competitions, whether it be in the league. We always just seem to have a little bit of a disadvantage against this team, and they're a well-run club. So let's see what we can pull off today. We do find ourselves in the 11th minute with the first highlight coming for Liverpool in a free kick situation. And Konate converts. It looks like they're going to take a look at this VAR. It is disallowed. So thankfully, it looked pretty offsides at the time, especially coming from that set piece. Let's get a deeper look here. So here's Konate right here. Oh yeah, he sat offside. Not worried about it. Overall, it's an okay situation for us, but we're going to bounce back from that. We are now in the 31st minute. Not a whole lot to write home about. We find ourselves with another Liverpool highlight from a set piece situation. Again, there's Chiesa. Unfortunately, that's going to look like a Liverpool goal. They've kind of just been owning us in possession, and now it's probably going to overtake us in XG. Really need to be able to close these ones down. I don't like that Romero's on a yellow card, but hopefully we can get some resolution out of this. Okay, halftime. Not a lot to say. We're not really playing well, so we're probably going to make some changes here at the half. The few things that I want to call out. The XG disparity is not as great as I thought it was. They do have that goal that kind of pushed them up ahead of us, but it's the possession. So we're going to make some slight adjustments over halftime, see what we can come up with, maybe even make some personnel changes. I'd really not like to drop this one, at least try and get a point out of it. So we will get back to it after halftime. So starting the second half here, we are just going to take a brief pause. What we have done is place Johnson in for Odegaard. We did give ourselves a little bit more of a progressive player with Bergvall instead of Bentancur. We like to keep Palhinha in just because he is so rock solid at the back for us, and he can really drop into these spaces and protect our own box. So let's see if this one pays off. Back in the 61st minute, Liverpool does have this particular possession here. They're kind of bullying us. I mean, I know that the score line doesn't really reflect bullying, but it feels like we're getting bullied. Oro pass it up to Simons, to Kudus, on to Kolo Muani, and a great save. Hopefully we get a corner out of this. We do. Kudus is going to pass it in here. We're playing with our food a little bit. Oh, is that going to be a penalty? No, they didn't even give us a foul. Okay. That honestly looked like a foul. I thought it was a foul. I thought we were going to benefit there, but now it looks like Liverpool's just going to run it up the field and they'll probably score here. Oh, Lord. Here we go. Well, they didn't score, but it doesn't mean the highlight's over. It's definitely not over. We have get a goal kick. I guess it was it swung over the line. This is a very long highlight. Kolo Muani, great goal. Is it going to be offside? And we get the goal. Kolo Muani, great run. Wow, they're really keeping him onside there. I don't know who that is, but thank you. Great pass from Kudus, great finish from Kolo Muani. This is at 1-1. I can live with this result if it ends like this. Hopefully it doesn't. Oh no, we've got a kickoff highlight. I feel like we're just watching the whole match now. There's Johnson. At least it's us. Oro's gonna whip it in. Kudus, Oro, Kudus, Johnson, and just like that, on top. I don't know. Maybe these were the right changes. Johnson has been immediately involved. Great pass from Kudus. Well, not really a great pass. It was a huge deflection, but a great instinctive response from Brennan Johnson to get another goal and put us on top. Fantastic stuff. In the 72nd minute, we do have a throw in on their side of the pitch. Poro, Bergvall, Simons, Palhinha, Simons, Udogi, Simons, and another goal. That's 3-1. So from 1-0 down to 3-1 up after some halftime changes. This just shows again, if you were wondering why it looks like we're winning all of our matches, it's because we are. It's a super resilient team right now. I'm almost fearful to go and get big time players in the January transfer window, but at the same time we are hunting for a Premier League trophy at this time. Our opponents are kind of falling behind at this time as well, so we might need to take advantage. We are in the 80th minute. We are going to be making some changes. Udogi's going to get changed out here for Ben Davies. We do have another highlight, and we are pushing up the pitch really well. That's Simons. That's 4. Brennan Johnson has come in and been honestly phenomenal. He has a goal and assist in one half, and we have 4 goals this half. Really good stuff. Simons has been playing phenomenally as well too, and Kudus has had a really good half as well. We're whipping their ass at this point. Like this is belt to ass at this point. So really good stuff. So with just under 2 minutes left in this added time, it looks like we're gonna wrap this one up 4-1, and we do. So this is pretty telling. First and foremost, the possession only improved by 1% for us. But look at that XG. We held them to 0.40, and we generated almost 2 full XG in that second half. Amazing stuff. And this opposition passes per defensive action. This is a new statistic for me. I don't really focus on this, but I really do like that we're getting a little bit more control there. Clear-cut chances, not anything to write home about. Passes complete, not really great either. But I think overall, the possession wasn't a good indication of the dominance in the match. But I'm pretty pleased with this outcome. More than pretty pleased. I'm very pleased with this outcome. Xavi Simons, Kolomuani, Brennan Johnson, all amazing performances today, and a really big win over a really dominant side who invested really heavily over the summer. This is going to potentially set us up really well for the January transfer window. And with that in mind, we are going to take a small break. I will be back to you when our budgets are released. We'll talk through some of the finances. We'll talk through some of the thinking that's going on when we're acquiring some of these players, also setting us up for an even more successful summer. There's probably going to be some outgoings as well, so stay tuned. I'm excited to jump into it. All right, after our short break, we do come back after 2 okay results. We did manage to get 3 points against Crystal Palace. We did end up drawing to Brentford, but now we find ourselves on the 1st of January of 2026. So that means the start of the January transfer window. I want to talk through a little bit about what we're looking to improve upon within this window. Now, what I will caveat this with is that we are always looking for opportunistic signings if they arise, but we do have a clear transfer strategy for this particular window that we're going to be focusing on. The 3 positions that we are going to be keying in on for this window include the attacking midfielder on the left side, so a left winger. Right now, Odegaard is currently playing there. He's not doing a poor job, but what we really want to do is make sure that we have an elite level player that can go in there and he can be rotated with. That allows for just overall better rotation, less fatigue on the players, and then if we do end up getting an injury in a given match, it's not disastrous, right? And given that Arsenal are only 5 points behind in the league table, we do want to maintain that lead, and we need elite level players to be able to do that. Next, we're going to be focusing on the midfield. So I am going to be looking for an opportunity to grow this position for the DM. It's going to be more operating like a deep line playmaker. We just want somebody that's maybe a little bit more veteran than Sarr, a little bit more technical than Bentancur, and a little bit older than somebody like Bergvall. Those are all great options to rotate. It looks like Bentancur and Sarr do have opportunities to be sold in this window. I'm not saying that it's absolutely going to happen, but it is something that we will be considering if a good enough offer comes in. The last position that we're going to be focusing on is that left wing back position. So Doggy's really been carrying the load, and Ben Davies has been doing a very serviceable job as he's come in. But we do need to start thinking about our long-term objectives in that position. So we are going to be bringing in somebody that's going to be playing more of a secondary role to Doggy, but somebody that is going to get quite a bit of game time as well, as we have a lot of different competitions that we're still in. We're still in the FA Cup, we're still in the Carabao Cup, we're still in the Champions League, and we're obviously still in the Premier League. So we do need somebody that's going to eat up some of those minutes from Udogie so Udogie can get a rest. We found that it was difficult during that stretch of that tough run-in of Manchester United, Chelsea, and Arsenal when Ben Davies had to start all 3 of those matches. It did kind of kill our attack a little bit. Ben Davies still did okay and he was fine, but we need somebody that's going to be able to build up that long-term vision of the future. The final thing that I want to address is that while we are not actively looking for a center back in this window, Christian Romero, he did sustain an injury. Now, it says only 2 to 6 weeks, but it was a calf strain, so that is likely to be a recurring problem. We did send him to the physio so that it wouldn't be recurring, but we do have a couple of our center backs that are attracting interest in this window. So we're going to be patient. We're going to see if something arises, and if we do need to, we will likely purchase a center back in this window. There's no guarantee, I'm not saying that, but we're focusing on improving the team overall, and one of our objectives was to rebuild this squad and kind of offload some of the deadwood, which we are hopefully going to be able to do in this window. The next piece that I want to talk about is our transfer budget. So we have been given 58.5 million rough British pounds in order to operate within this window. Right now, we have not made any signing requests. We do have a recruitment list that we're going to be working off of. Some of these names are going to look familiar. Some of these names might not look familiar, but overall, we're going to be making some strides in order to improve the squad with the money that we have. Our wage budget of $55,000 per week is maybe not the strongest situation, so some of our transfer budget might have to go into that if we're going to assign elite level talent for 3 different positions. So we're going to need to be creative as we grow the squad, but overall, I think this is a pretty healthy amount. And if we're able to get more signings or more sales rather, I think that will help that transfer budget even more. So with that, we're going to be taking another break, and we're going to be coming back for our FA Cup match, which is against Bolton on the 11th of January. So only a 10-day span here, but a lot can happen in 10 days within the January transfer window. So tune back in just a second. I don't know what it is, but I just, as an American fan of English soccer, right? I feel like there's just something so incredible about the FA Cup. It kind of feels like if there's anybody that really can appreciate like March Madness, goal to start us off. Sorry to kill my train of thought there, but if you can compare it to anything in the United States, it's kind of like March Madness for college basketball, where it's like you get some real Cinderella runs in this cup, and the ongoing saying is the magic of the cup, and I really feel like that's so relevant inside of this competition because, I mean, even just last weekend, we watched Crystal Palace fall to like a National League side, which is unheard of. And I think that this competition is just like everything that is still remains pure about the sport. But we are in the 10th minute. We have a 1-0 lead. We have Porro on the corner. Let's see if we can make it 2. And we do. Linya heads it in. That's 2-0 against Bolton. Hopefully this is just a great opportunity for our players to stretch their legs, get some minutes, get some people that don't normally play in certain positions minutes, and hopefully we can just continue to improve upon our already outstanding run of form through this holiday period as well as into January. We are collecting at SAR, who was at AFCON. I didn't really ever see the end results for that AFCON. Might have to go and check that out, but up to Spence, to Madison, to Bolinia. Big shot from outside, and it does force a save from the Bolton keeper. We are on a corner. The highlight continues. Porro whips it in. Over to Kevin Danzo. It looks like this one's going to go out of play. We are going to keep the highlight rolling, though. Kulusevski to Porro. A shot and a fantastic goal and a fantastic assist from Kulusevski. There you go. You know, as we trickle into halftime, what I would say is this is really what you expect when you come into these FA Cup matches. Although there can be surprises. Bolton has been a fun team to play against so far. We're probably going to be making some changes at halftime just to get some fresh legs, keep people healthy. We do have a Carabao Cup semifinal against Aston Villa coming up in our next match Unfortunately, Vicario is going to be out for that, so we are going to have to use Kingsley in goal for that match as well. But we want to keep fresh legs. We don't want anybody to get injured, so we will be making adjustments at halftime. So it is the 52nd minute. We have rotated the team quite a bit. Put Gray in, put Bergball in, just to give some fresh legs in the midfield. We did put Van de Ven in as well because Danzo was on a yellow card. Porro is the common name here. He's going to whip it into Solanke, who is also new on the pitch. Solanke collects a goal. Great cross by Porro. That does make it 4-0 to the good guys. Come on, you Spurs. They did end up collecting one more goal. Unfortunately, some of the video that we were recording there didn't actually end up recording. So they were able to collect a goal for themselves in the 80th minute. We did go on to win 4-1. A pretty expecting match of what we would expect to come out of this. So a great result for us. We move on to the next round of the FA Cup, but more importantly, we have a semi-final coming up in just a couple of days. So we're going to jump ahead and take a look at that, and hopefully we can bring home that win against Aston Villa, move on to the finals, and also to Wembley. So we are set for our last match of this episode, but that doesn't mean that the episode is over. After this, we're going to be going through the remainder of January, and we're going to be showcasing our signings, talking a little bit about what we can expect in episode 4. But for now, this is our last match. We will be playing against Aston Villa in the semifinal of the Carabao Cup. I'm excited about this one. We are playing with a team, though, that is a little bit injured. So we've made some adjustments. The biggest one is going to be that Ben Davies is going to be playing at the left back side, and Kingsley is going to be playing in goal. I will be putting Porro as our right wing back instead of Spence, because Spence can play on both left and right. So basically, whoever's struggling more out of Ben Davies and Porro, I will adjust and bring in Spence for them. So, big match. Opportunity to bring home silverware in year 1. Trying to keep this going. We're still in all 4 competitions right now. We're still active. We still have a chance to bring home a historic quadruple. We won't get ahead of ourselves, though. We're focused on the Carabao Cup. We're focused on Aston Villa. We did beat them earlier in the season. Let's see if we can do it again today. We do start this one in the 3rd minute from a goal kick from our side. We boot it up. Kudus does collect. Passes it up to Simons. Passes it to Paulinho, to Ben Davies, to Simons, off the post. If posts were points, we would probably be champions already, but a great shot. The highlight does keep going. To Van de Ven, up to Ben Davies. Takes a crack. I don't know. I guess it was just out of bounds, but overall, a good start for us. We're back in the 8th minute. We do collect it again. We've had some nice opportunities here so far. Good attacking movement as well. Enzo does also almost get beat there. Oh wow! Flashes across goal. I don't know how Kolomwani missed that. Great pass from Porro, but I don't know how he missed that. Our next highlight comes in the 13th minute. Kolomwani gives it cheaply away. Cash passes it up. Ben Davies collects. Paulinho. Kudus. Back to Davies. On to Kudus and a goal. Ben Davies, you know what? I gave him some harsh criticism early on in this window. He is wanted by Wolves for a transfer. Veteran. Been here forever. Been here just a super long time, but just a super nice guy and kind of embodies what Tottenham's about. Shows it there again. He stepped up in moments when we needed him. When Doggy was ill, suspended. Fantastic performance by him so far. Really excited to see us hopefully hold on to this one. We do get a foul here in the 19th minute. Porro's going to be taking this one. Passes it over to Davies. Up to Kudus. And wow, another goal that puts us 2-0 up in the Semi-final here, a great pass from Kudus to supply Kolumwani with the opportunity to finish here. Kolumwani, again, has just been lethal in front of the goal for us this year. A great headed finish. We are up 2-0 early on, so a lot of match left to play, but overall, a great performance to start. We reach halftime. Aston Villa has really been controlling all the possession in this match, but we have just been getting way better chances. So I think this just kind of reinforces the need for technical players. We are still exploring somebody to bring into the midfield. Outgoings haven't been as strong as we had hoped it would, especially with us sitting so high up in the table and our players being really attractive to a lot of clubs. Maybe there's just not a lot of money right now going around throughout the leagues, but we're still going to revisit it. We're going to try and improve this team, but overall, the team is acting and performing pretty well, given the circumstances. A 2-0 lead in a semifinal is fantastic. Keep an eye on, though, Pedro Porro does have a yellow card, as well as Kolumwani. That's why we didn't bring Spence in. Wanted to make sure that he's okay, but this probably means that Porro is going to miss the final. He was already on the yellow. So whoever facing in the final, Porro likely won't be playing there. So we might just play him out for a little bit. We're going to go ahead and address the team. Feel like they've been doing really well. Let's start the second half. Next highlight comes in the 83rd minute. It does start from a goal kick from Aston Villa. We do collect the ball again. Simons and an Ian Matson own goal that puts us 3-0 up. We are well in charge of this match. It looks like we will be moving on to that final. Phenomenal stuff. Opportunity to win major silverware in year one. Always grateful for that. And the team has just been dominating throughout this entire competition and beating some difficult opponents along the way. So have to be happy about it. And that leads us into the finale of that match. We do gather a 3-0 win against Aston Villa, dominated from the shots on target as well as the XG. The possession is really low. I'm not really sure what's going on there, other than maybe not having the players to support a super possessive system. Also, gegenpress is not necessarily a high possession system as well, so that might influence it. But we are on to the final. We do have a chance at silverware, and we have one more thing that we're going to be wrapping up before the end of this episode, and that is the results of our January transfer window. We're also going to be talking about who we're playing in that final and any other results that we go through for the remainder of January. We have West Ham later this week. We're not going to be showing that one, but we are going to be showing the end of the January transfer window, kind of wrapping up and talking about what is next. So we're back after 2 weeks away, and we're focused now on what happened at the end of this January transfer window. So first we're going to start with the results that we had after the Aston Villa semi-final Carabao Cup matchup. We ended up drawing to West Ham. We secured 2 crucial Champions League wins that allowed us to secure a playoff spot and ultimately jump into the round of 16 as well. We did unfortunately lose against Manchester City on New Year's Eve, which ended our 11-match unbeaten streak. But we still sit top of the table. We have Aston Villa in our second leg of the semifinal. I don't know what I was thinking. I thought that there was not a second leg, but there is a second leg, and we will be facing them. So that's what we have up next. We still do sit top of the table with 57 points. We also are at the top of the attacking metrics within the Premier League. We have 54 goals for, and what's even more impressive is that we only have 17 goals against. But you're probably focused on something else right now, and that is, how did our transfer window end for January? While I thought we were going to only spend money that was required, we did get a little bit more ambitious. So I'm excited to share what our transfer outlook looks like for January. So we started out the window with $58 million in our transfer budget, which is a more than adequate amount of money. But as we got deeper into the transfer window, we were not making the sales that we would have hoped for. So not only did our board offer us a higher wage budget, they also offered us a higher transfer budget. They pushed our transfer budget all the way up to 97 million pounds, which is a significant outlay. What did we end up doing with that? Well, let's first start on some outgoings. So we did lose some of our youth players, and most notably some players that did go out on loan or were sold. So first, Basuma did end up leaving for a fee of 10.5 million. We had Tell go out on loan to get more minutes, as well as Lucas Williams-Barnett. We also had Wilson Odobert go out on loan to Juventus. He is going to get a starting position there, which is going to be fantastic for him. We also had Archie Gray go out on loan to Valencia, where he is going to have a starting position. Tell will have that starting position on Lyon as well. This is just going to be great for their future development. I can't really give them the amount of time that they need, especially when I need that maturity in the midfield. So this is a great opportunity for them to grow as players. What's next is, who did we end up bringing in? Well, I told you that we were going to focus on a couple of key positions. First and foremost, I wanted to focus on bringing in a statement signing at that left wing position. I also wanted to focus on bringing in somebody that was a little bit more technical in the midfield and a little bit has a little bit more motion to them than some of the options that we had. Bergvall and Sarr are great, but they are young. Bentancur and Paulinho are great, but they're not super technical. Paulinho really needs to stay in that midfield position because he is the anchor between the defensive line and the midfield. He's going to be the one that's cleaning up, performing the tackles, but we need somebody that's going to be ultimately able to progress that ball forward up to Simons and our wingers. So with that, we did end up bringing in a very special player, Manu Kone from Roma. Here's what I like about him. The technical pieces of his game are really what stand out to me. So he's not ever going to be a finisher. He's going to be focusing more on that passing aspect. He's also going to be focused on progressing the ball up the pitch. So this is going to be an excellent signing. I'm super excited about this one. We ended up getting him for a pretty good deal. So some of these numbers are going to look extremely inflated. His transfers coming in that we were paying up front was around 30 million, which is ultimately okay. We did spend a little bit more because it was the January transfer window, but a really promising player. The next piece is we really wanted to focus on upgrading our left wing back backup player or backup squad member, and we've done that with Josh Dog. Now I've used this player multiple times in other saves and previous FMs as well. An awesome player, and he's going to be somebody that's going to develop into a pretty significant role player, especially if we're to lose Udogi. Like at some point in time, he's probably going to want to leave unless we're just winning, Champions League or Premier League after Premier League. And Josh Dog is going to be a phenomenal asset to have on that team. When we look at him, what's also really impressive is he's going to immediately be able to come in and provide a crossing outlet. Wingbacks in FM26 have a really tough time having good crossing metrics, and really the benefit of FM26 is just retrain players. We don't have to do that with him, which is fantastic. So now our wingback options include Josh, Udogi, Porro, Spence, and then we also have the alternate of Ben Davies if we really need him. This is going to provide sustainability for the remainder of the season as we have a title charge, as well as we're still in a lot of these competitions. The biggest player that we've signed, though, won't come as a surprise. It was a player that Spurs were linked to earlier in the summer. We're in January. He's been just carving up the league. He was our young player of the year last year for Aston Villa. We have brought in Morgan Rogers. He is cup tied in this next upcoming, but this is a guy that is going to be elite for us on that left wing. This is a significant upgrade from Odobert. We're probably going to be moving on to more of our veteran players next season with Odobert coming back. The exchange of Morgan Rogers, who can also play in the center of the midfield if we need him to. The exchange between him and Odobert just going to be unbelievable rotational pieces. We did make some additional signings too, like this fella from Moscow, a young player, had some really promising stats. He's only 20, and he's going to be somebody that's going to come in and provide kind of a backup deep line role as well. So really excited, and thankfully we have had a very successful window, and we're going to be able to pick that up. So what does episode 4 look like for us? Well, we are going to be coming back, and we have a gauntlet of matches coming up that I'm super excited about. We're not going to travel too far, so you're not going to miss too much. We are going to be doing this Carabao Cup semi-final against Aston Villa. We will be showcasing our Premier League matches, not only against Manchester United, but we do have a return fixture of the North London Derby. We will also be showing for fun as we maintain our visibility into the FA Cup, our Stoke matchup in the 4th round of the FA Cup. Super excited for us. We have a pretty intense second half of the season coming up here with a lot of opportunities to close this out and get a Premier League trophy in season 1, as well as bringing home some major silverware. We're well on our way to revamping the team, and as well as bringing attacking football back to the lane. If you've made it this far in the video, thanks again for joining me as I work through saving Tottenham Hotspur in Football Manager 26. If you can, leave a like on this video, comment, tell me your thoughts and how you think this video is going or this video series, or if you have any other suggestions for teams to manage as well as games to play. And finally, please, if you get the opportunity, subscribe to our channel as we continue to build it out. I'm super excited to bring you episode 4 here soon. Stay tuned.